Okay, let's paint this scenario. Let's say you're a musician, a singer, a rapper in the city of Detroit, and you're looking for ideas to help with your next album drop. How are you going to market that and get maximum reach for your next album drop? So let's go to ChatGPT and paint the scenario. So I'm an artist in Detroit, and I'm getting ready to release my sophomore album. My first album did okay, but it was not as widespread as I wanted it to be. But I'm getting ready to release this next album, and it's so far above and beyond advanced from my previous album. There's higher quality producers. I work with some incredible songwriters, and this one is going to be huge. There's so many songs on this album that are just like bangers, and they're going to be I have a feeling they're going to be super well received by the market. But I need some assistance in helping me find some clever, unique ways to market this album to get widespread reach and not possibly, go viral. I want to go viral so that way my music and my album reaches as many people as possible around the world. Please give me 5 creative ideas that I can implement and start implementing and executing within the next 2 weeks. I think you got to get very specific with all the details. Like, think about everything that you want and time frame, people, what you got, what are your resources, lay it all out. Let's see what it says. And here we go. Got you. Here's a painted picture of where you're at and 5 creative viral ready strategies you can start rolling out in the next 2 weeks to build hype and reach the masses with your new album. Scenario: you're a Detroit-based artist, so it's spitting out what I told it. 5 creative viral driven marketing ideas to execute now. Number 1, one song, one spot. The Detroit Music Tour Series concept. Record 30-second performance clips of different songs on your album, each filmed in different iconic or unexpected Detroit location, rooftops, alleys, Motown music. Like, that's a pretty, okay, let me continue. Execution. Drop one video every 2 to 3 days leading up to the release, using captions like, track 4, I wrote this one thinking about all the nights I was stuck in my head right here on this rooftop in Detroit. That's really cool. I like it because it's painting the visual. It's relatable. Like, you're in the city, you're showing backgrounds that are familiar. Why it works: combine storytelling, local pride, music, visuals, viral content fuel. Bonus: tag the local businesses or landmarks. You'll get organic shares. That's a good idea too, because I think that if you're in front of certain places, you can tag them. There's a chance they might share it, 2, the feature me in the hook challenge concept. Release a snippet of a hook from one of your bangers and challenge other artists, rappers, singers, producers to duet or stitch themselves over it. That's a pretty good idea. So it's like, I think as you're an artist and you're building your community, you can have so it says release a snippet of a hook. So it's like part of the song, not the whole song. So like, as you're putting out teasers, you can have a challenge where you can invite other Detroit rappers, other singers to do a collab, feature me in the hook. So that way, then when they send it back and maybe if you do this live or you do it pre-recorded, then you can send the version. They might share the post. It starts building buzz based on that collaboration. Execution: put the instrumental hook or Instagram Reels and say, think you could embody this verse better than me. Stitch this. Let's see what you've got. Like, that's a really good idea, because if you put the instrumental and give other people the opportunity because it's going to start to build hype. Like, if it's a really good hook, it's a really good instrumental, people are going to, stack their lyrics on top of it. So I think that's a really good idea. Why it works: this is a social engagement, user-generated content. User-generated content is basically people that use your product or service, creating content, a video using your product or service. Artist networking, all in one. It becomes a trend you start. Yeah, that's really cool. Because let's say, for example, you strategize this like months out before your actual release. And let's say that, you have a style of song and then you have a specific artist in mind that you want to do a collab hook with. And then maybe you can even film that like collab micro hook, because that's the thing. Like, a lot of times people are like expecting a remix, but they don't expect a mini remix. And that mini remix is just be like 2 or 3 verses with a different, local artist. It would be even really cool too, because if you're a rapper and you do a cool collab, like a cool remix collab with like a rock artist, like unexpected, it's really cool, contrasts, And it also allows you to tap into their audience as well, because there's, I'm sure, audience, people in the audience that appreciate your style of music as well. 3, QR code street campaign plus secret track concept. Print mysterious posters around Detroit with a bold statement. You haven't heard Detroit until you've. That's really good. That's really good. So it's like my whole theory on like putting QR codes on coffee cups, because like if somebody sees a QR code, the human intuition just wants to find out what's on the other side of that door. So if they see this cool board, poster board with like this, you haven't heard Detroit, like people are just gonna be like, what? Hold on, let me scan that. Again, tracking pixels, retarget. That one's really good. I like it. Print mysterious posters around Detroit with a bold statement. You haven't heard Detroit until you've heard this one. No game, no image, just a QR code that links to a secret track. That's really good. I would do the landing page with like bomb content. Like you have to get a professional photographer. You have to get creative director. You have to get creative, because once you got somebody, you got to keep them. You got to like make them want to like fuck with you. You want, like, they're gonna be like, man, this artist, this rapper, right? Like this is fire. Like they start sharing it. Like they're gonna follow you. Like you gotta have your social media on there. You gotta have video. You gotta have like obviously the link to the song on Spotify or the snippet, but then the tracking pixel so you can retarget to them. Number 4, the behind the banger series concept. Post quick 30 to 45 second vertical videos showing raw footage of your studio sessions, voice. I love this, because often people, like creatives, we don't like to share the raw because it's very vulnerable. Like people are going to start developing opinions based on the raw, and that's not always what creatives feel the most comfortable with, because you haven't seen the vision yet. So, but what I like about this is that you control and curate the narrative. So you're filming this behind the scene, but then you're able to like polish and refine it in a way that lets people feel like they're tapping into something that most people don't get to do. Like most people don't get to go into a studio with an artist and hear how a song comes to life. But many of you have seen those videos behind the scene with artists filming one of your favorite songs, and they're in the studio and you hear them stacking the track, like and you're like, wow, that's how they did it. That's so freaking cool. So it really, like when you give people the opportunity to connect with you deeper, like that connection is what makes the emotional connection to you so much stronger. Number 5, who would you put on the remix? Viral voting. That's pretty cool. I like that. So it's like, all right, concept. Pick your top 2 to 3 potential singles, post them as a teaser clip, ask your audience, if I dropped a remix to this, who needs to be on it? That's super cool, because then you're going to get engagement. You're going to get a ton of people commenting like, oh, you should put, so-and-so, or you should put so-and-so. And then all these people, and then those so-and-sos are finding out about you if they don't already know about you, And then maybe one of those so-and-sos will be like, hey, that's fire. I want to be on that track. Let's set it up, If that person wins, like based on like, you can even do like a voting sticker on Instagram, and like based on like the top 3, like, I wouldn't do the voting sticker, because I feel like it's kind of like, I'm not a huge fan of like voting systems, like who's the best. I think everybody's the best. So I think that if you were to ask people and like maybe you find like the top 5, and then you reach out to the top 5 and see if they would be interested in doing some sort of short remix with you, or like some sort of collaboration content, that can turn into a really cool like series content format. But yeah, these are really good. So it's like you get to go through it, refine it, and kind of figure out how to, make it you. But I mean, don't forget that you can also click that button and say, all right, give me 5 more, give me 10 more, give me 20 more. And then it just becomes you needing to execute, because once you execute, over time, you're planting seeds, and those seeds are going to start to sprout. And then before you know it, maybe 1, 2, 3 years down the line, you're going to have, a ton of more active, listeners and followers that consume your content. And then the style then is going to be different. Like when you have that type of audience, then you're going to come back to ChatGPT and say, all right, now this, So that's a really good start. I think you should try it out. If you're a singer or an artist and you're getting ready to drop an album, tap into this. It's really good.